Welcome to the Out in Westchester podcast. We are coming to you from 808 Social at 185 Summerfield Street in Scarsdale, New York, 808socialny.com. My name is Frank Pellegrino. I'm joined by my wonderful host, Liz Widulski.
Hello.
We had a lot of fun last week.
We have fun every week.
Every week, it's true. We got a lot of great feedback from, and you made a nice little video, commercial for them.
Of course.
At Sonora.
The whole part of it is advertising places to go in Westchester.
And I got to tell you, I can't stop thinking about that paella still.
Delicious.
Yeah.
The oysters are my favorite.
They were good.
Yeah, they were great.
Those were really good.
But the 808 Social is an awesome place, too. The food here is phenomenal. I love this place. I come here all the time if I have, like, a first date because it's, like, all windows. There's a big door right in the center, so if you want to get out really quick, you can. The bar is really close to the front door. So usually first dates, I usually take them here, and it's really social. It's a really lot of fun.
And I think this used to be a garage, right? Like a mechanic shop?
It was a mechanic's garage, right? And he changed it into this beautiful, I feel like I'm in New York City. It's like a loft or something. It's all wood. It's really festive.
It's got a bit of a hipster vibe, but not too much. It's like just enough where it's modern hipster type, and it fits really well in this area, I think. Yeah,
you don't even feel like you're in Westchester, actually. I almost feel like I'm in New York City.
Yeah, for sure. This week we're joined by two guests. To my right is Bruce Figler, who is the head of the Pleasantville Music Festival for 4 years now. 4 years. And we're also joined by local comedian Sean Barry of the Big Barry Podcast and Two Mic Minimum Podcast.
Hello, how's it going?
Last week we actually had your Two Mic Minimum Podcast co-host Peter Clark Deutsch with us.
Oh yes, I heard all about it. Yeah, I got the rave reviews, so I had to come on for the free food, predominantly. Yes.
It's a good reason to come on.
Yes.
Last week's episode already has 5,000 hits on Facebook clip alone. Because Andrew Steiner got to tell us about his experience at Billy Bud's Pub. And I was talking to you and also Andrew before the podcast. It's a lot of views, but very few comments, which is interesting because the other videos we have, it starts a full conversation.
Right.
What was the reason you thought that there weren't that many comments, Liz?
Because a lot of women can't really relate to going to strip clubs, that's why. It's mostly men that commented, and they suggested other places that actually were strip clubs in Yonkers. I think there's one, the Diamond Club.
Actually, yes.
Listen, as a woman, I don't relate. So you actually get half of the audience not really involved in the conversation.
Right.
At least more than half, because there's more women than men in the world. So women just can't relate to that. I think it's funny that we thought there was only one, but there's actually two or three.
Yeah, Tommy Reed over at Lucy's in Pleasantville actually corrected us. City Lights in Yonkers.
Right.
And I had been there a few times when I was younger.
Never been there.
You've never been?
No.
You're not missing out.
It's not like something my girlfriends like to go out and do. Sorry.
Sean, have you ever been?
No strip clubs in Westchester. I've been a couple in Montreal and one in the city. I'm not a strip club guy. I just,
Okay.
I grew up in modern pornography, it's right there on my computer. Why do I need to go to the store?
This is very true.
Right.
It is right on the
feel.
computer now.
Although I feel like a male strip club is better than women's strip club. Like, at least it's like a show, like Magic Mike. That sounds like a fun thing. It's a dance.
Yeah.
They're
That's
in
something
great shape.
that the girls would relate to.
Yeah,
right.
like women is just like, she was hot once, and then like now she tells me about her kid, and I don't want to hear about that story. Like, I want to see the dudes just like really like, I'm a fireman and I put out my hose. That's a fun night.
Bruce, how about you? Any experiences recently?
Oh or my gosh.
All I know is, why was I invited this week and not last week?
I would do it.
Because the Pleasantville Music Festival is coming up in a week, 2 weeks.
It is, but I can talk about the other.
Will there be strippers at the Pleasantville Music Club?
There'll be no stripping at the Pleasantville Music Festival, I assure you.
But a lot of great music, and thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait to hear all about the festival this year and all that you have planned for it. You're a very busy guy.
Yeah, well, this time of year, I get a nice little rest starting July 14th, but up until that time, it's not a lot of sleep.
How soon do you start planning the festival? Is it like right when the last one ends, like last July, you start planning the one for next year?
Well,
or you take like a month off and
technically
figure it out?
I take a month off, but the wheels are always spinning, and the day after I said, all right, next year I want to do this, and we have a post-mortem meeting amongst my staff people, and we all decide, gee, what could we do better? What could we do worse?
How many people in your office sort of put that together?
Well, there's literally several hundred volunteers, but I have a staff of about a dozen people who I rely on throughout the year.
Work on it throughout the year.
Right. But they're pretty much volunteers, though. It's not exactly a very
profitable
moneyed
business.
Well,
you do it for the love.
We do it for the love.
The music festival. Exactly.
And of course, this one is taking place on Saturday, July 13th at Parkway Field in Pleasantville, all day. What time does it start?
Well, doors open at 11. The music will start at noon. And goes to between 9 and 9:30. That's when it ends.
Right.
We'd love to play all night, but unfortunately, we're in a residential neighborhood, and they don't take too well to,
Parkway Field.
Parkway Field,
right in the heart of Pleasantville,
diagonally across from Wood and Fire.
Accessible by train from New York City.
Oh, yeah.
Bicycle, car, walk. Pleasantville's a walking town, so a lot of people just walk.
But if you go there by car, you have to park in Pace University.
And
then you have buses that take everybody over to the field.
It's a 3-minute ride, and we have
Exactly.
buses constantly going all day long.
I was there last year.
It's
It was just a great event. Loved it. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. You have 3 stages.
3 stages.
Wow.
That's what we've had for the last 4 years.
Right. And then there's vendors and food trucks.
Face painting for kids.
Yeah.
We got a
Oh,
big
wow.
shade tent in case it gets too hot.
It really is a music festival for all ages. I mean, you come, you camp out, you set your chairs up, and you just enjoy the whole day, the whole festival. It really is a great organized event. I love it.
We refer to it as the music festival for people who like the idea of a music festival, but not necessarily the realities of a music festival. Because, some of the music festivals you hear about, you have to drive 6 hours, you have to camp out or find a hotel that's through the roof. And ours is, bring your kids. We got stuff for them, face painting, amusement rides and stuff. We got a beer garden for adults.
Right.
It's something for everyone. I brought my mom there last year.
Awesome. That's awesome.
We have I have a lot of questions to ask you, but first, Liz, let's jump into your picks of the week.
All right, so my picks of the week, obviously this week coming up, it's 4th of July. A lot of people are off, a lot of people are away, but the Westchester County Center is having, on July 3rd, Rat and Ace Frehley.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw the Yes Tour last week, and they turned that venue into a concert stage. I couldn't believe how amazing it was. I mean, they're not usually set up for that. They do a lot of Basketball Liberty and all that, but they did a really good job of getting everybody in there and organized, and the sound system was great. So that's on July 3rd. On Tuesday, July 2nd, Scarsdale Pool is having their fireworks, and the place next door to the Scarsdale Pool is Saxon Grill.
Yeah.
And my friend's House Arrest are playing. They go on at 7, and it's a barbecue, a full thing, and then at 9:30 you can see the fireworks from the golf course there. You don't necessarily have to go to the Scarsdale Pool, and they charge $5 for non-members at the Scarsdale Pool, but the Scarsdale fireworks are always really great. Mamaroneck also has a fireman's carnival all week long that's really great for the kids, and they do their fireworks on Thursday night, July 4th actually, and they have the big band playing our Star Spangled Banner. Thursday, July 4th, also Kickstart Charlie is at Pearson Park in Tarrytown. Love this band. If you had not seen this band, they play all classic rock. They really get the crowd going. They do a really diverse mix of 80s, 70s, 90s, 80s, 70s and 80s music. The guys are really great, accomplished musicians. And again, you sit on the lawn at Pearson's Park. You get there early, get a good spot, and then at 9:15 the fireworks go over the Hudson River. So those are really my standout ones for this week coming up. Let me see if there's anything else. Of course, there's also I can't leave out Rye Playland and their fireworks that they do. On July 4th, they have a DJ. July 5th is White Wedding, and July 6th is the FDR Drive Band, and they are doing fireworks both on July 4th and July 5th.
Now, those bands are playing at Playland or at the Pier Restaurant?
They're playing at the Pier Restaurant.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
But from
the Pier Restaurant, you see the fireworks from Playland.
Oh yeah, it's always a great show there.
Thanks for correcting me on that.
Well, they sometimes have bands in the
They do.
Big thing in the middle of Playland.
They do in the middle of Playland.
Yeah.
Not this weekend.
Do you know when the Kensico Dam fireworks are? 'Cause that's one I usually go to. I haven't checked yet.
Probably July 4th. You're right. They do have fireworks there too.
It's nice. They have also a big band in the middle, right in the plaza, and I always enjoyed that one. Sean, what are you going to do for the 4th of July?
Probably just go to my family's lake house. Just go out there, chill on some beers, blow some stuff up. You know.
Where's the lake house?
Candlewood Lake over in Connecticut.
Oh, I love
Not in
Candlewood
Westchester.
Lake.
I was trying not to plug another state.
No, it's
There's a lot of
fine.
competition between us and them.
We'll
right?
just cut that part
Yeah,
out.
we'll cut it out. You cut it out. No, I'm very chill 4th of July plans. Nothing big.
How about you, Bruce? Take an old break before...
I will be in Wyoming.
Wow,
I'll
what's
be
going
in Jackson
on there?
Hole for a wedding.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
So that's not quite Westchester, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no Westchester plugs in these two, but
That's fine.
And what about you, Frank? What are you doing? You going to go to Kensico Dam?
I think I'm going to go up to probably Kensico Dam if it's on the 3rd. And then I'm going to go up to Villa Roma up in the Catskills. My parents have a condo at that resort. So
Yeah, I hear that resort's great.
yeah, I have my son that whole week, so very excited.
I'll be in Pearson Park listening to Kickstart Charlie.
Nice. Well, so if you want to stalk Liz, that's where to go. That's where you go.
a lot of stalkers on podcasts I found out. Yeah. Just
Are you getting stalked?
every now and then, just people hit me up. I was at a bar in my local in Peekskill, New York, where I'm from. And this woman was like, "Hey, I was listening to your podcast the other day," and I'm like, "I don't remember telling you about it." So it's growing a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah, no.
I think with social
Problem is
media, everybody just stalks everybody.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
You creep on people as best you can.
Yeah.
The key is just that find that right line where you can follow them, but they don't know about it.
Now, one thing that I want to help you with is getting someone else to follow you.
Yes, we are looking the love of my life just gone like the wind. One night late at Lucy's.
I'm going to give a recap, and then I want you
give
to
the
fill
story.
it in.
Okay.
This was Saturday, June 15th. Goomba Johnny was headlining at Lucy's Laugh Lounge in the back of Lucy's in Pleasantville. Liz, you were there.
I was.
You were witness to this. I don't know if you remember it, but
It happened very quickly. So
I saw this happen. A group of 4 girls, I want to say mid-20s.
mid
look
late 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like they just come back from the beach or something, dressed in like.
I do remember those girls. They
you
were
do?
They were having a good time in the front row.
Yes.
They were cute.
And you went up and you had a guest spot. Did like 7 minutes.
Yes.
You didn't feel great about it.
No, I didn't love my set. I just couldn't find like I connected. So I'm also harder on myself than other people. But that's it was one of those where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go drink my sorrows away, drink my $20 away that I get. And I was I forgot about it. Watched the rest of the show. I was sat by you with you and our other friend Jonathan Barness, and they're like, we'll chill out, and then we'll help clean up, and then get out of here. And then one of the weirdest things happened to me.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there. We were just talking amongst ourselves, and then the group of girls comes as they're walking out. And I'm like, oh, and then I just see the one who, in my opinion, was the prettiest. I'll just put that out there.
It's your future wife.
My
so,
future
yeah.
wife, yes. One day I'll figure out her name and where she lives and go on a date to Applebee's.
Yeah.
And then, she comes up to me, and I think she's going to go for the handshake, which a lot of people do after shows. They use
glad hand.
Yeah, they always say,
Yeah.
good show, very funny, stuff like that. I'm like, I always give, thank you. I'm trying to be humble. But she just bypasses all that and just swoops in for a kiss on me and like a little back groping action like that, to the point that I was genuinely just shell-shocked by the whole ordeal. And she walks out, and I remember I just turn and look at Jonathan Barness, and I'm like, did that just happen? And he's like, that just fucking happened. I looked at you, I was like, did that happen?
Yeah.
And it's like, that happened. And then you're like, you should go find her and get her number. I go out to the front bar of Lucy's. She's not there. And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, she's
And
not
she
there.
didn't leave a slipper or anything behind.
Nothing, no way to find her. No,
Nothing
no.
like that.
I did ask Lucy for the security tapes, but apparently that's too much.
Oh, no.
But,
You also asked for the email list. Which,
email list.
which I have not given to you
yes,
yet.
not yet.
But I've got to say, and this isn't, I don't mean this in any kind of messed up way, she was absolutely stunning.
She's truly very beautiful. Like she had a midriff sundress on.
Yeah.
Just looked great.
Yeah.
We made eye contact while I was on stage, but when you make eye contact with everybody on stage, I didn't think anything else of it, and then it was just bam, instant connection and gone.
Yeah.
So if you are out there watching this, slide into my DMs on Instagram at BigBerry63.
There you go.
I will chat you up and take you on a date.
And I'll have free tickets for her.
Free tickets
for a future show.
to any show.
Nice.
Anybody
That's
that can
nice.
help us find this girl, we will compensate you by a drink.
Yeah.
What else do we want to give? Free tickets.
Free tickets. You can be a guest on the Big Berry podcast.
Wow.
And 2 mic minimum. And I'll take you to Applebee's too. How about that? You can come on the date.
Wow. So we got to share this like crazy.
Yes.
I want you to find this girl.
I do too.
There was some chemistry there. I witnessed it, and
Yeah.
The one thing I remember the most is Jonathan Barnes, because you both tossed a coin.
That's the thing, is the ironic part is the beginning of the night is like, you're like, one of you two's getting the guest spot. I'm like, all right, we'll flip a coin for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, heads or tails. And I actually flipped it twice because I actually lost, so he didn't notice. So I did it the second time, and I won the coin toss.
So maybe this is karma getting back at you.
Maybe, might be, but I don't know. I don't think Barnes has the same charisma that I do personally. He's a little younger.
I would subpoena the security camera footage.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. That's my best move. See if she maybe got a bill at the bar, and just see if wrote a name, and back channel it, do some detective work.
Yeah.
Start asking everybody. Ask Goomba Johnny again. Be like, hey, remember the exact same row of women? Did you get any of their names while doing crowd work?
Right. And again, this took place on June 15th at Lucy's in Pleasantville.
Yes.
Goomba Johnny was the headliner. Any information we need it, please.
I was wearing a yellow Hawaiian-ish shirt and black jeans and had this face.
Has it really come down to this to meet a decent woman that you're attracted to? You have to stalk them now? You're stalking her.
Yeah, pretty
Where
much.
are you?
She made the first move, so I think it's cool, right? Like, I don't know. I've met some lovely ladies in my days, but I like to. That's such a good story,
But you felt something, huh?
I felt a connection.
Yeah.
Nice.
There was a
and not
connection.
just in my pants.
Nice.
Like that's the nice part. Like,
The guy's name is Frank.
yes.
Dresses up on certain nights.
Listen, I'm okay. It's 2019. Anything goes by me.
Exactly. Anything does go.
Yes. So that's been the talk of the Lucy's mics for the last 2 weeks.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to find her.
I hope so.
And I hope you guys go on a date,
We
because
will.
I want to follow up on
We'll
this story.
go on the date, and then I'll come back on this podcast and tell everyone about it.
Awesome.
This is a reality TV show
Oh,
waiting to happen.
If she walked out right now, I'd be like, damn it, Frank, you got me again. That
It would be
works.
hilarious if she was just sitting at the bar right now and
Yeah, she
came
was
over
like,
and said,
"What?
hey,
What's going on here? You come here all the time? 808 Social?
This whole thing was just to get you on a date.
You really didn't have to go that
Like,
far.
oh, and here she
You agreed.
is.
Welcome, Tabitha.
Yeah. Tabitha, that's what you're going to call her.
We'll go with Tabitha for right now.
Wow. I love it.
She did not look like a Tabitha, though. Go with a Courtney.
Are you being catfished?
Maybe. You be catfished in real life?
Yeah, I think so.
She wearing like
Yeah.
a Scooby-Doo mask, just rips it off. It's Peter Clark Deutsch.
Yeah.
Playing the long con.
You never know.
Hong Kong. Again, guys, we are coming to you from 808 Social in Scarsdale, New York. Saturday, July 13th, they've got DJ Steve Knapp, and they've got a hell of a happy hour, I hear.
They do.
Liz, what do you think about their happy hour?
What do you think
I
about
love their
that?
happy hour.
Oh, by the way, I'm drinking one of their signature drinks, a Paloma. It's very good. Pomona? I forget. It's really tasty.
Their happy hour is from 3:30 to 6:30 daily, even on a Saturday and a Sunday.
Ooh.
And they have $7 appetizers. Their pizzas are unbelievable. They do this specialty pizza. When I ate here once, they had this big pizza with black truffle. It was so tasty and amazing. The food here is really great. I can't wait for you guys to try it.
Oh, yeah.
And then they do $10 martinis, $4 draft beers, $18 for buckets of beer, which is 6 each. And then they have egg rolls and stuff like that. But sangria, margaritas, mixed drinks, wine of the day, all that stuff's on the happy hour menu. What you'd expect.
I'm excited
But
for
it's
the
the
food.
atmosphere in here again that I really love. I really do love it. I hope we get a good shot of what this place is all about, because it really is awesome, and the bar is really, really cool.
And right on cue, Andrew's taking pictures
Yeah.
of everything.
Yeah,
so
I like
it's
that. I
great.
like that bar setup. I don't know
Really
what it's called, but I see it at a bunch of other places where it's kind of that woody like pattern, like all the. I don't know. It just looks nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice bar.
Yeah, I'm very articulate.
Are those real plants?
Thing good. I like good thing.
I think they're real.
That's
They
my
look
level.
Very real to me.
They look really real, but I'm sure they're fake.
And I don't know about that.
No, those are fake. I saw those last week, and they looked exactly the same.
Okay.
Maybe they're new ones.
Yeah,
You
Steiner-
know, they
Steiner,
make
take a
really
quick
good
bite,
fakes
see if they're real.
nowadays. So
They do. You ever go to Michael's and see all those fake plants they have?
I do.
Yeah, they're
I like
pretty-
Michael's a lot. Go there a lot.
Again, we are here with Sean Barry of the Big Barry Podcast and 2 Mike Minimum Podcast. Comedian. He's actually be performing on Monday, July 1st at Broadway Comedy Club in Midtown Manhattan. We're also joined by Bruce Figler, head of the Pleasantville Music Festival, celebrating their 15th year in Pleasantville. It's going to be Saturday, July 13th at Parkway Field. This year's headlined by, now I recognize 3 of these big names. I've listened to Soul Asylum and Everclear, and I'm familiar with Amy Mann and Matthew Sweet. Bruce, which of those bands or any other bands are you most excited for this year? Any of them, like, you were so thrilled that you got them? Like, any of them, like, you want to tip your hat and congratulate your team?
They're all my children.
Yeah.
They're all your children.
Yeah.
I can't play favorites.
It's hard.
I look at it as a whole. I don't separate it out. I've got to, reach out to different personalities and musical taste and different eras to some degree. So, it's all part of one big whole, and I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. How many bands are there this year?
There are 18 bands.
Wow.
3 stages,
Right.
6 on each stage.
Wow.
And Everclear, the headliner, will go on a little bit after 8 o'clock.
So now you have the 3 stages. I assume, because they're not going to be playing at the same time. It's while one's breaking down, the other one's playing.
No, the other
one's-
2 are breaking. So there's
breaking
2 that are playing at the same time. The main stage is dark when the other 2 are playing. The other 2 are dark when the main stage is playing.
Can you hear music from one stage to the other, or is it?
If you're sitting in front of the stage, no. If you're on the wings of the stage, if you're not in the access of the speakers,
Right.
you might hear some bleed through. But we try and keep that to a minimum.
Okay.
And both sides play loud enough where it's not going to fight them.
And 15 years, you've been running it for 4 now, right?
Right. But I was involved. I was, the radio station, The Peak, has been heavily involved with this music festival, and I've worked at The Peak for 14 of the 15 years. So, I would always be backstage hanging out with the bands and the radio station people and the beer,
Yeah.
and go on stage every once in a while and introduce a band and then go back.
Yeah, you emceed last year a little bit.
I MC every year
Yeah.
now that I'm the director. I introduce the introducers is what
Yes,
I do.
you do.
I get
You
the
do.
business taken care of, and then
You
I
do.
bring out, the Jimmy Finks or the Chris
Yeah.
Herman or the coaches of the world to bring out the big,
He gets the crowd shouting for the bands. Come on.
yeah,
Right.
something like that.
The other thing I really love about your festival is that you always have local talent. And
I was about to ask
you
about
do,
local. That's great.
I know Alex Cano is on, right? Which
Alex Cano.
I think we're going to his record release party after this
Yes,
at Garcia's Together.
That's correct, yep.
And did you listen to that album? That's phenomenal. I was listening to it all
I
day
heard
today.
bits and pieces of it. I haven't heard the whole thing, but
Love it.
we'll get to hear a lot
Two
of it tonight.
Steps on the Train is a hit.
That one I heard.
Love it. Love it. Alex Cano, Bruce T. Carroll, and Mickey James are Westchester residents or local residents.
A lot
that
of
are-
these guys have Melt.
Melt.
Is also Westchester. There's 2 things we look for when we're looking for bands. 1, do you have a local following? 2, do you have a national following?
Right.
So if you're, and we have one guy here who's got a little bit of both. I know you're all too young to remember this guy, Dean Friedman, but in the mid-'70s, he had a gigantic hit called Ariel. And if you heard it, you would say, oh, I remember that song. He lives in Peekskill, and so he lives in both worlds. He's our national act. He's also a local act at the same time. He'll be playing on the Chill Tent stage.
Yeah, it's a really nice mix. Really nice mix.
We try.
Yeah.
Different types of music. We have harder edge stuff. We have acoustic stuff. We have country tinge stuff, some soul, some reggae from time to time.
So, and again, this is on Saturday, July 13th. Doors open at 11 a.m. But it really, the main thing starts at 12 p.m.,
The
right?
music starts at noon,
12, right.
and as we go through the day, the bands get bigger and bigger, and the crowds start forming.
Right.
Some people don't come till the end of the day. There are people who show up only for the final act,
Right.
and there are some people who come early just to see the local bands and aren't interested in staying late.
Right, exactly.
What's
And-
the ticket price?
I'm sorry?
Ticket price.
Well, right now they are as low as they're going to be. They're going to go up in a couple weeks. Right now they're $50 for adults and $30 for senior citizens, 65 and older, and students 12 to 21. Younger than that, you get in free with an adult.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
this is why it's an easy peasy family event. And kids, go play over there. We're going to the beer garden. That's what a lot of folks do.
Wow.
It's a nice, safe environment, and
Right.
we keep the alcohol away from the kids and the kids away from the alcohol.
True. And it's PleasantvilleMusicFestival.com.
Yes,
Where people can log on to get tickets and check everything out.
That's correct. Yeah, that website is very, very complete. Anything you might want to know about this festival, from policies to who the vendors are, what kind of food is going to be available, it's all there. And
Videos
descriptions
of
the bands.
everybody that is playing. You have their music videos on there.
Right.
It is an excellent, excellent website, I have to say.
We just
You
spent a
do
lot of time on it.
You do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So,
And our sponsors too.
Oh, yeah.
Our sponsors also get some love on the website, and
That's
I want
true.
to shout them out here because
You
I
do.
am a shill.
You absolutely
but
should.
Westchester Medical Center,
right.
they're big players in our festival, as is Captain Lawrence Brewery, as is 107.1 The Peak. Got Scarborough and Tweed, Penny Lick Ice Cream, Equinox, the fitness clubs. There's a lot of them. and we hope that those people who enjoy our festival also will go out and support our supporters.
Right. And also you have vendors too, like you can buy jewelry or gifts for people. It's not just, and then your sponsors have tables, right? So you can learn more about them.
That's great.
Right? Like
Yep.
I actually it's just an all-day awesome thing. Like there's always something to do. You're never bored.
Right.
You're not just sitting on your chair. You're meeting new people. People are dancing. You move from one stage to the next.
Yeah.
And
if there's a band playing you don't like, you go into the backfield and you do some shopping.
Exactly.
Or you grab a bite to eat.
Exactly.
Or you head to the bar.
Exactly.
Something for everyone. It's a day full of activity.
It really is.
Now, what happens with inclement weather? Is there a rain date?
Knock on wood.
Oh, yes.
We
Okay.
have not had anything. We had, in the 15 years, we have had one rain squall during the set from a band called Living Color. And no one paid attention. No one cared. It rained on the mosh pit, and they just sat in there and just had a great old time. And it was a hot day. The rain was kind of nice. And, if it rains a little bit, so be it. Now, thunderstorms is a different story. We haven't had that in the middle of the festival yet. We've had those show up 45 minutes after the festival, 2 out of the last 3 years. But that just makes it hard on us who have to clean the place up and take down the stage.
All the electrical equipment, all that stuff. You got to protect the artists.
That gets put away very, very quickly.
Exactly.
Now, are there any aspirations for this festival to become like a full weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday, anything like that?
Yeah, my head would explode.
So what's next for this festival? I mean, you guys are really crushing it every year. It's getting bigger and bigger. More recognizable names are coming through. I mean, your reputation is incredible. What's next? Like, is there another step, or is it going to stay?
Grow it. You can't grow it. Where our field can handle a limited amount of people.
Okay.
And that's it. 2 years ago when we had Blues Traveler and Living Color and Suzanne Vega, we only had a couple of hundred tickets left at the end of the day. And if we had sold those, there would have been no room for anyone. I mean, it can get very, very crowded. It's not a huge. It's not like going to Bethel Woods. It's a limited amount of space. It's where the Pleasantville sports teams play.
Right.
And so there's a football field, a couple of baseball fields, a lacrosse field, but that's it. So the infrastructure can't handle it much bigger.
So you haven't really surpassed the number that is dangerous to have occupants, right?
Right, but we've come close.
Yeah.
It's never going to get dangerous. It's just going to get uncomfortably crowded if we keep selling tickets, if we make it bigger.
Of course,
we have all the safety folks there, the police is there, the
Westchester County Police are there.
State police are
the
there.
EMT is stationed right there,
EMTs are stationed there.
Yeah.
We have first aid stations, and we really the only thing that's ever happened bad is people have trouble standing up because they've been in the Captain Lawrence Beer Garden for a little too long.
Yeah, that would be me there. Yeah, I'd be.
Have you been to it yet, Sean?
No, I haven't. I was thinking about checking. This is good promo for me. I mean, if my lucky lady contacts me, we'll go on a date to the Pleasantville Music Festival. All right, that seems like a fun
And you know what? If that happens, maybe we could follow you around with a camera.
Yeah.
Document the whole thing. Andrew, you down for that?
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
She's going.
Oh,
she's going with or without you.
She
so
might
I'd go
be
there
there.
to find.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I'll have a binocular from above, and I'll just look at this crowd, and
She's going to be there with her husband.
Myself and about 8 of my friends are all going.
I don't worry about husbands.
We need to set expectations.
Yeah.
The way she grabbed him, she does not have a husband.
Yeah. She went for it.
You never know.
Listen, I am fine with ruining a marriage. Like, I am completely A-okay with that. I'm young enough I can get away with it.
Maybe.
Bruce, is there like one memorable moment, or like what do you feel is like the best moment since you've been the executive director of the Pleasantville Music Festival that you'd like to share with us?
I'd like to share one before I was executive director and just sort of a hanger-on.
Fine.
I don't know if you remember a guy named Davy Knowles. And this goes back about 10, 12 years ago. So Davy Knowles was this phenom. He was about 16, 17 years old and played guitar like nobody's business. He had broken into his parents' record collection and was copying all the masters, and the kid was great. And, he still plays around, and we brought him to the festival and blew everyone away. So after his gig, all the press is there, all the radio station people are there, the dignitaries are all there. They want to talk to Davy Knowles. We can't find Davy Knowles anywhere. And now we're worried. He's technically a minor. Where did he go? He's not at the bar. Where did Davy Knowles go? And everyone's searching around for this kid. And, all these 40 and 50 and 60-year-old executives want to talk to this master of guitar. And finally, we find him on the far side of the field with his acoustic guitar in his hand, surrounded by a bunch of 8 and 9 years old, 8 and 9-year-old kids, showing them stuff on the guitar. And it dawned on me, he is closer in age to those kids than he is with anyone who's actually waiting to see him. Of course he wants to do that. I don't blame him.
Oh, that's so cute. That's great.
That's one of my
Way
favorite
sweeter
stories.
than I thought it was going.
Yeah.
That just shows how messed up my brain. I thought it was going way
Love
darker.
that.
I thought it was going to be surrounded by a
that.
bunch of 18-year-old girls.
That's what I thought
You
too.
see,
Yeah.
you see. I'll give you your nasty story, though.
Oh,
All right, but I'm not going to
do.
mention who it is.
Yes.
And this, again, happened, it wasn't on my watch.
We love
Oh,
this.
it's fine.
But there was an artist we had who, there was some sort of screw up with his management, and he double booked. He booked Pleasantville, and he booked a gig in Michigan, same day. Now, our bigger acts usually go later in the day. But in this case, we figured out a way to do it. He was going to go on at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, play for his hour or so. We were going to run him over to the airport, to Westchester County Airport, fly him to Detroit, and then he'd be in Michigan by 6 o'clock and going on stage at 8 o'clock. So it was going to work.
Right. Right.
But as I said, normally our big names go on late in the day, and early in the day is the local bands. So this guy was big in the late 70s, early 80s. He was sort of at this point on the far end of his career.
This is David Bowie.
David Bowie?
Is this David Bowie?
No, it's not David Bowie. It's not David Bowie, but probably a contemporary of David. At any rate, the local band was playing, and he was going on next. And he was sort of put out the fact that he had to play so early. It was his management's fault, but he had to say something.
Right.
So as the band on stage, the local band on stage, was finishing their set, he goes to one of the executives of the music festival and says, I'm going to do a bad British accent. Is that Mickey Mouse Band done yet? It was more South African, actually. And we looked at him. Who are you? How dare you? Talking about a local band trying their hardest
Another
to climb
artist.
the ladder.
Let's talk like
Right.
another artist like that.
Yeah, so he lost valuable points, and I won't mention his name.
Davy Jones. Davy Jones.
Davy Jones is David Bowie, you know. That's David Bowie's real name.
Well, the
So you
Monkeys.
guessed
I'm
it.
thinking the Monkeys or
Yeah, I know,
something
I
like
know.
that. I'm
No.
thinking it was like the Monkeys.
I can't
No,
even think
no.
of a single South African performer
No,
except
I-
for Dave
no, I-
Matthews.
Yeah, they wouldn't
It's
have
not
a
him.
South
I'm sorry.
African
Neil
accent.
Diamond.
I
That's
was
true.
doing a bad English
No, no, no.
accent that sounded South African, but he's a Brit. This guy's a Brit.
He's a Brit.
Okay, I just turned 34. Would I even know this person?
Probably not. No.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
No, this is,
right, well, what
like
we're
I
gonna
said,
do
he's
is we
late
can do-
70s. You know, he was in Elvis Costello's generation, part of that
Okay.
crowd.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Well,
got
you're
it. How'd you know?
working
No.
with.
Oh my God.
Look, you're working
Kidding.
with Everclear and
Right.
Soul Asylum, and they're like so well known
Oh,
grunge
yeah.
bands, and they've been around for a long time, and they're used to a certain level of stadium and backstage. Like, what is the weirdest thing that do bands get to request? Like, I only want like green M&Ms backstage in my trailer or whatever. Are there trailers, or is it just one local backstage for all these artists
where
to
do they
sort
all
of
go?
We have
hang
tents.
out?
We have air-conditioned tents
Yeah,
back there.
we do.
Dressing tents, yes.
Dressing tents. So everybody is separate. They're not all just hanging out in a
No,
big
we have
party
a lounge
back there.
out there. We have they hang out. Some bands, you know, just hang at the hotel until 15 minutes before they're going
Okay.
to go on.
Okay.
But there are some, like last year, Cracker. You're
Yeah,
familiar with
I
Cracker?
remember Cracker.
Johnny Hickman was hanging out, having a great old time backstage.
Yeah.
You know, he had played at 4, and at 5 o'clock he was hanging out. Oh, I love these guys. This is great. Just a regular guy. And there are some people who are a little weird and don't want to play with the others.
Right, right.
We had one guy many years ago, again, not on my watch, so I only saw it happen from a distance. One artist, he had to have his plants put in place on stage in a certain spot, and only his wife was allowed to move them. All right?
Yeah.
He needed to have a policeman on either side of him at all times, and would not come out of his van even to eat.
Yeah.
The food had to be delivered to him in his van.
Right.
Wow.
No,
There's
you,
some strange people.
no, you do
Was
get
this a
strange
head-
people. Yeah.
Was that a headlining act?
Yes, it was.
Really?
Artists are very particular.
They are.
This is
They
what
have
happens
a-
when you book Nickelback.
It's the same thing with sports people, though. Like, they have like a ritual before they go out there.
Same
to
thing
hit
with
the home
comedians.
run. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody does like a routine.
What's yours?
Me, I need to have 10 beautiful women in the front row and hope one of them likes me every time. My ritual is just like, I don't know, just silence beforehand, maybe.
I remember seeing.
Not good enough.
I've seen some writers. I don't remember if they're confidential or not. With comedian headliners.
Yeah.
And one of them was needed 2 cartons of 64-ounce Welch's grape juice, 6 lemons, I forget how many bags of tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something.
So for those of you who don't know what a rider is, it comes along with the contract. The contract lays out the finances of the deal and who gets paid what. But along with the contract comes this thing called a rider. And the rider lays out what sort of equipment they insist upon being there and what sort of quote-unquote hospitality is around. And those lists are sometimes ridiculous. I mean, sometimes if they're on tour, they ask for the craziest things. So, yeah, we need 6 packs of fresh underwear.
Yeah.
We need 14 pens. We need bazooka bubble gum. All these crazy things.
Yeah.
And for those who are not familiar with how it's done, they end up going out and sending people out on these shopping runs for these crazy things.
I know.
We don't.
No.
There's something called redlining that these guys expect it to be crossed off left and right.
The
And
negotiating points, basically, is what it is.
Yes.
They want
And
to see
then-
what you'll give them, and then it's like, oh, well, if you're not going to give them this, then can we do that instead? And it's
they usually just accept. We're paying them a decent amount of money.
Right.
That's what they really care about. If they can get something else out of it, they do. But at the end of the day, feed them.
Right.
Have some Jack Daniels for them,
You're
and
dealing
they're
with
happy.
so many artists. I think that's got to be like the hardest thing for you to keep track of, to make sure each one has what they are requesting,
Well,
and the team to make sure that volunteers to make sure they get that.
Yes, well, I have people who are charged with that specific function, and
Exactly.
but again, we have yet to. We don't give them anywhere near what they ask for. We've yet to have any complaint about it. They just get what they get. And
what is
they're
the
usually
most
happy.
ridiculous request that you've had, that you've clearly redlined, but what did you look at and you had to share it with your family and friends and say,
And
look
laugh.
what this person wants?
Laugh
Well,
at.
there was one that had I mentioned it before, the underwear.
Did.
They
Okay.
want
Well, that was
kind-
real.
That would make sense. Yeah.
I'm telling you, they wanted
Frank,
underwear.
I'm gonna put that in my rider for Lucy's.
They gave us the
a pair of
sizes
undies.
and the type.
Redlined so quick.
The sizes
so
and the type.
quick, Sean.
Yeah, and it was the first thing after we were done laughing, we put a line through it.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd they know?
You mean no one's
Happy
ever?
birthday, girl.
Now you're gonna get requests. That girl from out in Westchester, that hot blonde. I want her in the front row. Remember, if you get that request, make sure you act on that.
You know what? These guys, first of all, they don't need to put that in. That hot blonde's going to be there.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was there last year. I got
was
some
you. That
great
was you.
footage. Oh my God, I got great footage of the Psychedelic Furs. It was such a great event, and they did it encore. I thought that the event was great last year, and this year I can't wait to see it. Again, as I mentioned before, 8 of my girlfriends and I are all going. We plan on getting there about 3 o'clock because it's a long day. It really is.
It is.
If you leave at 10:30 or so, but you have wine, you have beer, you have food trucks and shopping, and it's just a fun event for kids of all ages.
And you know who's going to be there? Walters is there every year.
Oh, I love Walters.
Oh, that's great.
Walters hot dogs.
Their mustard is fantastic.
Their hot dogs are the best.
Yeah.
The best.
But they're not the only. We have so much good food there, and unfortunately, I'm backstage. The food looks great back there, but I want to go out.
Yeah, you don't get any of this treatment. You could provide it for everyone else, but
All right, it's a sad state, but it's all right. I'm usually not. I forget to eat. I'm so busy back there.
Right.
that makes sense.
Happens to me every day.
It
Again,
should
guys,
happen to me every day.
we're
but it
coming to you from 808 Social, 185 Summerfield Street in Scarsdale, New York. 808socialny.com. We're with Sean Barry. It's going to be at Broadway Comedy Club on July 1st. Follow his Big Barry podcast and 2 Mic Minimum. We're also here with Bruce Figler running the Pleasantville Music Festival Saturday, July 13th at Parkway Field in Pleasantville. Everclear, Soul Asylum, Amy Mann, Matthew Sweet, and 14 others.
Correct.
Right? That's my math.
Check out the New Respects.
Yeah.
They're a really cool band out of Nashville. And
Really?
they live in a couple of different musical worlds. I think people are going to really dig them.
And Amy Mann used to be part of Till Tuesday. Voices Carry is one of the most popular songs that most people would probably know about her.
I was trying to place her, but the name was so familiar. I'm like, oh, this is
Till
Matthew
Tuesday.
Sweet, too.
Yeah.
Matthew
Yes.
Sweet too.
Yeah. Well, they had their heyday.
Yeah,
Amy
exactly.
Mann had that big hit with Till Tuesday in the 80s. And she had, if you watched MTV back then, you saw this woman with this white, spiky hair. It was just beautiful, but just bizarre looking. And now she looks like
Natural.
very straight blonde hair, and she wears glasses, and she's very, very studious looking. Beautiful. But her music is not at all new wavy at all. It's very singer-songwriter, and she's considered one of the greatest singer-songwriters of our day, at least according to NPR.
Right.
Now, do you still have room for other vendors? And if so, how can they get in touch?
I think we're pretty much closed out. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going on, just a couple of weeks away,
Right.
and at some point, we're done.
Okay.
Because we're setting up the layout of the field and who needs electricity and so we're pretty much done with everything. I got stopped yesterday by a guy playing guitar in the middle of a park, and he recognized me. He said, "Oh, you're with the music festival?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You got any openings for me?"
Oh my God,
dude, we're 2 weeks away. You don't think I've had this buttoned up for the last 4 months?
Maybe it was the shirt that gave it away. The shirt might have
Just maybe.
given it away.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How did he know?
You should have bought shirts for all of us, Bruce. I'm kind of upset. We all should be wearing this.
I got some in the car. I got last year's.
You?
I got some of last year's shirts in the car. If they fit you, you can have one.
All right, so we'll break and then we'll put the shirts on and we'll talk about the 808 social and the food and the events coming up. How about that?
Yeah,
That would be
we'll
fun.
try out the food.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Instead of underwear, we want to change shirts.
I'm gonna change underwear too in the meantime. Yeah.
You know, it'd be fun, and I know it's too late to do this. Like maybe next year we could do a podcast recording at the festival. Do you guys have like the Peak or anybody covering it?
I think the Peak covers that.
They do.
We don't. The Peak does not broadcast from there.
Right.
No,
No,
But Jimmy
They
Fink,
used to years ago,
does Jimmy
but-
Fink MC a little bit?
he does. He
Yeah.
MCs. He's usually on in the early part of the day.
Right, and then you come on later in the
No, I'm
afternoon.
on all day. I'm constantly on. I introduce Jimmy Fink. I introduce Coach. But Jimmy usually does his MCing early on.
I don't know how you do it. You taking a long vacation after this festival? Is that what you do?
Yeah, at some point
Yeah.
I'll rest. Just being able to sleep through the night without having to worry about stuff is going to be easy.
It's so much work, and thank you for bringing a music festival to Westchester County.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's always awesome every year.
It's my pleasure.
And to be in its 15th season just shows you how much Westchester loves to go out and have a great time and enjoy live music and bring the family together and do something like this.
Are you saying people like to go out in Westchester to music
They
festivals?
like to go out in Westchester. And on my website, I'll have all the details for everybody at outofwestchester.com.
And with
Someone
that,
should do a podcast on that matter.
with that, we're going to take a break. We're going to try out some of their food. We'll get back to you guys, let you know what we think. You guys are hanging around for after? Going to have some food?
Free food is why I'm here.
Great. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Oh, guys, we are back. Out in Westchester podcast. We are coming to you from 808 Social at 185 Summerfield Street in Scarsdale, New York. 808socialny.com. Also, partner restaurant of 808 Bistro. And we're actually joined now by one of the owners, Sal. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Thanks for
How's it
having
going?
us. We
Thank you
appreciate
for
this.
having
Well,
us.
thanks for being here because I know you could have been anywhere else in Westchester, so we appreciate you coming down here. It means a lot. Thank you.
Love this place.
Thank you.
Love the vibe. Love the atmosphere.
It's fun.
Love the
Fun.
casual. It's. I just love the way you decorated it. I have to take some photos. I'll do a little ad for you.
Oh,
You'll
nice.
see what it's like. It's really great. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about
the
the
short ribs were great.
Unbelievable.
So what exactly is the relationship between 808 Social and the 808, the Great 808 that's been in Scarsdale forever? It was there
Well,
when
it
I
was-
was
it was
growing
there
up.
Years ago, it was the 808 Bar and Grill. I mean,
Right.
it was
Are
you had your cops and criminals. You know, your first underage drink was at the 808 Bar and Grill.
right on Scarsdale Avenue in Scarsdale
But,
Village?
yeah, it was great. But it was since Rebecca's and since the Millennial, we took it over. Myself, 2010, and made it 808 Bistro. Kind of
Okay.
but found some old photos, and I never knew that there was the old 808 actually.
So you own that
Yeah.
as well as this. So
Yes.
you oversee that restaurant as well?
Yeah, I have my mother's down there. She manages the place every day, so it's a family restaurant. Yeah.
Where do you get the 808? If you can't hear me, put the headphones on.
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay.
Thank
Where do you get the 808 from?
808 is actually the address down there,
Uh-huh.
but we kept it, and 8s were always good. Like I just got luck with 8s, and my grandmother, when we would go to play the lotto or bingo, she said 8s are going to be good to you. I said, all right.
And so are O's.
And O's are good.
Don't
So-
forget the O's.
So it worked out. And I met my partner here. I have two partners, Mike Mondrone and Frank Valenti. And Frank bought the building a couple years ago, and he said, Sal, he picked me up down the block, drove by, and he said, what do you think? I said, let's do it.
And this used to be a garage, right?
It was actually an office building from
Oh,
what I
okay.
understand. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
You gutted the whole place and renovated it because I remember driving by it and be like, "What's going in over there?"
Yep.
And I heard it was going to be the 808 Social, which was an arm of the 808.
Yep.
It's been there forever in Scarsdale Village when I was growing up.
Yeah, little.
But this is a
Just bring
totally
something a little
different
different
vibe.
to the
This vibe in
neighborhood
here
with-
is much
fun and-
modern, funky, and the food is delicious.
So I'm glad you enjoy it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now on weekends you have a lot of events. I see you have DJs almost every weekend. What do you do? Clear out the tables? How do you have like a full-on
you know,
DJ going on?
The DJ comes on. We'll never have a DJ before 10.
Okay.
Actually, Thursdays we do have one, but it's very light. We play a kind of background oldies while you dine.
Okay.
But on the weekends we'll keep dinner service, and then people that are at the bar, they're here hanging out, and we'll just throw a nice DJ on. Great rotation of DJs, and if it calls for it, a lot of people like to come and hang out and sit in the corner and listen to the music and alcohol.
So it's not a
whatever.
dance floor type
No,
of. You don't clear.
but it does
okay.
get like that, and they're more than welcome to dance on the bar whenever.
Chair
Does that
dance.
happen?
Oh, it happens. Oh, believe it or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
does that
you
drive you
chair
crazy?
dance.
I love it. I actually condone it.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Wow. If I was a business owner, I own a bar and restaurant, I would be petrified of anybody getting up in that bar, especially if they've had a few Chardonnays. in
we
them.
do have to be careful, and you're right. The one
But-
time I got nervous, and this is a true story. You probably won't believe me. We had a blackout brunch, and a pregnant lady got on the bar, and I said, "That's when it's over." I said, "No, you got to come down."
What's a blackout brunch?
So it's we do that every month or so, probably every other month, and it's 1 o'clock, and it's a DJ. We put curtains on the windows, and it makes it look like a club at noon or at 1 o'clock.
Wow.
So brunch is from 1 to
1 to 4, yeah. But we
Okay.
generally do 2 seatings when we do the brunches.
Okay. Right. Can you have a DJ in here?
And sometimes the brunches go till 9 and 10 o'clock.
and it's packed. You
Yeah.
can't get
oh,
in.
yes. Yeah, usually jammed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Thursdays is like Thursday you have a DJ and they do mostly like Motown classics.
Some Motown, some original. I mean, I love it because you'll hear a lot of modern hip hop beats where they came from. So you'll hear
Yeah.
the originals of all of those.
Yeah, he
which-
mixes really well.
and he mixes really well, and
Right.
it's great. But it's actually the original record.
Right.
And he has records, and I mean they're all on computers nowadays.
And that's
But it's
every
still the same.
Thursday. It
That's
starts
every-
at 7 p.m. and it
Yeah.
goes until 2 a.m.
It goes sometimes too. Most of the time noon,
Until, like, the last
midnight.
person leaves?
Yeah, and if they leave Saturday, we'll be here till Saturday. So
That's awesome.
whenever they want.
So I got to ask you, because we do get a bunch of people listening and watching. If someone's watching or listening to us right now, what's the one dish you would recommend they come in and have? They're going to come here one time and try something. What are they eating?
I don't want to get in trouble and not say the short rib because she might hit me. But
my
I would
favorite.
try any of the pizzas. But if I had to pick one other dish, I love the long hot peppers.
The long
It's a long hot pepper
I've
stuffed
had
with
those.
ricotta cheese and super passata. Really nice.
I've had those.
Oh.
They're so good.
They're yummy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're known for the Italian egg roll. I think you guys tried it today.
did have that.
That's what that was good.
Yeah, so sausage and pepper,
Very crispy.
sriracha
So good.
mayo, and soy garlic sauce. Really nice. Yeah.
What's your background? Where did you go to school? Because you obviously are a very accomplished chef.
I'm from Yonkers. I grew up in the Bronx, and my background is I grew up in the Bronx on 204th Street. My grandfather opened the pizzeria in 1971. So
In the Bronx.
I was
And
born
they-
in '76. I was making pizzas at 11 years old, pouring sodas at 9, and then
In the Bronx?
so I always want to say I did the School of Hard Knocks first.
Of course. Yeah.
And my father and my uncles had a restaurant in New Rochelle, a Fratelli restaurant. They were there 30 years. And now
Okay.
my uncles are still there. Fratelli Pizza,
Yeah.
Pops Espresso, and Maria.
Yeah, I know the
So
Fratelli.
they're right there on Huguenot. So that's
did you
great.
go to the Culinary
And
Institute?
then I graduated Culinary Institute 97. So
Okay.
yeah, and then I worked in the Café des Artistes before they closed. I was lucky enough, learned a lot down there.
So you're owner and operating as a chef as well?
Yes.
For both places?
For both places, yes.
Wow.
That's why I don't sleep. Yeah.
I can imagine. Jesus, it's a lot of work. We tried the cauliflower.
No. Yeah, the
I think it
cauliflower
was a
was
cauliflower.
great. Cauliflower was amazing.
The wings. What was on the wings?
So that's a soy garlic sauce with a touch of honey.
Okay.
We call it a social sauce, but it's a soy garlic touch of honey.
Okay.
Really nice.
And what else did we have? What else
We had
did
the
we
egg
try?
roll. We had the short rib.
Short rib was my favorite. That was just
And the little mozzarella
Oh,
balls.
the arancini. Yep, the mini rice balls. So those are nice.
those were good. But the short rib, it just
Yeah,
falls
the short
apart.
rib.
Over
Yeah, and you know my
polenta.
favorite part about the short rib, obviously aside from the truffle, is the creamy polenta.
Yeah,
I can eat
cream
that
polenta is the best.
all day.
That was good.
I could too.
Let's see. What else you guys have going on? Happy hour. Liz talked about that. You got a great happy
We
hour.
have a great happy hour. We also do. I know we're involved in comedy, but we do on the last Wednesday of every month. Generally, every month. Sometimes we'll skip a month. We do a comedy show and a dinner.
Right. And last week you had Anthony Rodia.
Actually, he's coming tomorrow.
Last week.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Because this comes out the Sunday before.
Last week. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
So then it'll be like a month from.
We can edit that, right?
3 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now, you're having him again, or you mix it up. How do you know all these comedians? You do all the booking.
I do all of the booking.
You do everything?
Tara Canastraci from her and Kimberly have
We
a
Stand
nice
Comedy.
Yeah, We Stand Comedy, and
Okay.
And I don't know why I stumbled on that. I mean, I see it all the time, and it's one of my favorites. So, but We Stand Comedy, so they put it together, and Tara runs the show as far as booking comedians with that. I know nothing else but cooking and
Right.
restaurants.
Well,
If it
I'll
doesn't
give
have a saute pan attached, I cannot do it. So I let
Well, you
professionals
know how
handle
to
what they
cook,
do.
so
I'll give a
that's all
shout
that
out to
matters.
Tara and Kimberly. They've been running We Stand Comedy for a few years, and they produce comedy shows in Westchester, in the Bronx, in Manhattan.
Yeah.
They also do some fun videos that are usually very funny. But they do a lot of work. They're close with Rodia. They're friends with Chaz Palminteri, and
Yep.
you never know who's going to come in for one of their shows.
Yeah,
they do a nice
we always
job.
had. I mean, we had about 8 shows already, 4 to 5 comics, and never had the same comic twice. I'm kind of proud of that, and Tara hosts every one of them. Tara is actually engaged to my partner Mike Mondrone here.
Right.
Well, that's the relation. That's how that worked out.
And then Fridays you have a DJ
And then not every Friday. We'll do a DJ maybe twice a month,
twice a month
either
on
on
a
Saturdays,
Friday.
and we try to be consistent with the Thursdays just to see where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it'll be on outinwestchester.com, so if anybody's really interested.
100%.
Or
yeah.
your website as well. Your website's actually a great website, 808socialny.com.
I checked it out. It's a good site.
Thank you.
A lot of restaurants, they have garbage websites.
No, this
Nothing's
one has a good
updated.
one.
I think
Yeah.
that was me for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, no, and-
Well,
and you-
I was never technically inclined with the computers and everything. Like I said, I'm in the kitchen, but I wound up getting linked up with the right company, and
Yeah.
and they
And
took
you do
care of me.
catering?
Oh, all the time, every day. Yeah,
You do a lot of catering.
ton of catering.
And what about
graduations?
what about
on
to
and
go?
off premise?
Are you on like DoorDash or
We're on Uber
Grubhub?
Eats right now.
You're on
We
Uber
will
Eats?
be on DoorDash starting Monday.
Okay, so if anybody's interested in getting,
Yep. Yeah.
I got to ask you.
plate of
Please.
short ribs.
You mentioned Uber Eats. I heard something that you only get like maybe 10 or 20% of the cost through Uber Eats.
No.
Is it something
No. So
it's significant though. Like it's a
they
big
take
chunk.
a significant amount. They take 30%,
Wow.
but.
And you're not allowed to, of course, raise the prices.
No, we don't raise the prices. I mean, I'm not saying it hasn't been done, but you can check our menu. We don't. Our prices are the same. But if you think about it, you're not paying insurance. Not that a lot of places should take insurance. We don't, but we don't need it now. We don't have anybody answering the phones. If the order gets messed up, if it's not a physical issue that we did, I mean, the customer puts their own order in, so we don't have to worry about any error there. Delivery, sometimes if you get no deliveries all day, you still have to pay a delivery person. So I think there are some pros with it, although I think Uber gets it in both directions because they're getting 30% from us and then
Yeah.
$5 to $7 per order from the customer.
And do you
So-
do like private parties here? Like, say I wanted to rent out the whole entire restaurant for a party, like
yeah.
2040, next
Oh
year.
yeah, actually this Sunday we have a graduation party.
Right, you can rent the whole restaurant out and you cater to that. And you just say, hey, we're closed right now.
Yeah.
And, right, it's great.
Yeah.
And the adults can still enjoy themselves, and that you can have a kiddie party. Like all the kids could get an individual pizza.
Yeah, we
and
do
all
kids
that
parties.
stuff.
We do graduations.
Yeah.
Communions, bar mitzvahs.
I
you
love
name
your
it.
like individual pizzas.
Those are fun. We didn't get to try one. We
know.
can send you out one
I
after
know.
after the show.
Ask for pizza because
All right.
I told you at Westchester Food and Wine Festival that I met you at. Or
That's right.
I saw you again.
And I was
said,
in the pizza oven all
"That
day making the burgers. Yeah.
big pizza.
Okay, we're gonna make sure you get that before you
Was-
leave today.
Amazing.
All right.
With it was black truffle on there.
Yeah, it's yummy. It's really good.
Loved it. And you're like, yeah, that was one of my favorites.
It is. So we'll make sure we get one of those.
The reaction on your face when she said that, you're like, oh shit, I didn't get him a pizza.
He's busy.
Rip
He's
me
busy.
apart now.
Actually, when we walked in at 4:00, he had like 6 tables in here, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're busy in the middle of the day. That's amazing.
It's a good happy hour, of course.
Yeah, it's a good happy hour.
Thank
That's true.
goodness,
It's true. But he had families in here eating because I guess the kids are out of school now, so that's a difference that we didn't have before. So, yeah, it's very family-friendly restaurant, really welcoming. The food's great. You got to come and try it. I recommend it highly.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Sal, thank you so much for
appreciate
sitting
it.
with us and
No,
having
it's a pleasure.
us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh,
Thank you.
Awesome.
So Liz is going to get her pizza.
Finally. The only thing I asked for, actually. And the short rib.
The short ribs are unbelievable. Welcome back, Sean
Yes,
Barry.
I was
The short rib and the pizzas
Did you
are my
have the
favorite.
pizza while we were talking?
Yeah, no, I was stealing food off that child's plate while you guys were talking the whole time, just stealing everything I can.
A party's coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
they have a
before.
graduation party coming in.
I'm just pretending like I
great.
graduated 8th grade too, and like just joined it in.
That's it. Just jump in, put on the little pin hat.
I look the part, you know.
You could do it.
I have childhood innocence inside me.
If you could blow up
Somewhere.
balloons in the funky, like, make a dog out of balloon, I think you might have a job over here
I can
for this
juggle a
party.
little bit. Yeah.
I could see,
Juggling's good.
I could
Juggling's
see
good.
you in clown makeup, just being like a really angry clown.
Yeah, pretty much. I've played a clown once in a student film. Yeah, it'll never be released because it did not turn out well, but here we are.
Let's go over some places we've been, things we've checked out, bands we've heard, comics we've seen. Sean, you said you've been to a few places the last week or so. And
Yeah, I went to the 3 Westerly over in Austin the other night for some drinks with some friends. It was a good time. I saw a lot of good food coming out that looked good. I realized the place I was thinking of earlier is the Half Moon over in Dobbs Ferry. We went there for Mother's Day a couple of weeks ago, and it was excellent, just dynamite. They had amazing prime rib, just really good food on the water. It was cool too because it was going to rain, but you could literally see the storm clouds forming over the Hudson. So it was like, oh, we're going to die, but we had to enjoy a really good meal first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys are hearing a little bit of background noise, this place is getting busy, which is clearly testament to how good the food is, the great atmosphere here.
It's popping.
The drinks. Yeah, it's getting crowded, so if it's a little too noisy for you, we apologize, but it's a good problem to have. That means we're finding great places in Westchester. Liz, where have you been recently?
How much time do I have?
Give us a highlight and a low light.
No, they're all highlights.
All
right.
highlights.
So I'll go backwards. Yesterday I was at Pizza and Brew really quick for
I love Pizza and Brew.
their happy hour there, and was talking to the management, trying to arrange something in the future. They do a great happy hour from 3:00 to the end of the night. Again, it's like $5 wines and $7 cocktails. Before that, on Sunday night, I was at Sunset Cove and the Washington Irving Boat Club for 5 to 9. They have live music on the deck overlooking the new Tappan Zee Bridge, whatever that's called.
The Mario Cuomo Bridge.
I don't know what that's called. And it was a beautiful day on Sunday, so we watched the sunset, and it was just so nice. I love that venue on a Sunday. If you haven't been there yet, definitely go and check out the Washington Irving Boat Club. Saturday, I actually went over to Rockland, and I checked out this amazing place on the water in Haverstraw called the Hudson Water Club. And they have live music every Saturday night there. I mean, it's a little out of Westchester, but if you're looking to, like, maybe I'm sick of the Westchester crowd, let me go and check out something else. The place is packed. They have an outdoor bar. They have a huge terrace where you can eat and look at it's right on the Hudson. It's a Hudson Water Club, and that was Saturday night. And then from there, I went to Pete's Saloon to see Sue and the Fungools, and that was a great night too. So I like to go out.
Before I forget,
Yes.
I started going la 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 over Mario Cuomo. Now, I don't know if you guys follow this, but there's so much argument and debate and discussion over if it's Tappan Zee or Mario Cuomo. So I think we should actually have an episode. Because there's a group.
On the new bridge?
Yeah, there's a whole group that's like
It's-
extremely anti
Yes.
Mario Cuomo. And
I
they've
know.
got some decent reasons. So I think that should be, we should reach out and get that going.
Yeah, no, I agree. The
It
Tappan
will
Zee
always
literally
be
is a Native
the
American
Tappan
word
Zee.
for the widest part of the river because it's the widest part of the river. It's,
Right.
it's self-explaining.
For the Indians that founded
Yeah.
our New York State.
I mean, I don't think they care. I think
No.
we got rid of all of them.
It is a beautiful
By
bridge, though.
accident.
I love the new design. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it
It
looks
is
good.
beautiful. Bruce, how about you? You been to anything recently in the area?
This time of year, no. I was at the Basilica up in Hudson.
Yes.
And that place is spectacular.
Yes.
It's not a restaurant, it's a wedding venue, but what a place. It's an old early 20th century factory that's been turned into this beautiful event space.
So now July 13th is the festival. July 14th, you sleep.
Yes.
July 15th, where are you going out to dinner?
You know, we are going to eat at Stone Barns for our anniversary.
Oh.
That's coming up.
I love that place.
There's a place in Pleasantville that is not all that well known, but the people who know it love it, called Bistro 146.
You know that place.
Is that next to O'Connor's?
Next to
The old
O'Connor's.
Michael's?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That place is amazing. The chef is superb. You gotta like seafood, though. If
Yeah.
you don't like seafood, you may not like the place. Pleasantville, where I live, has got a ton of restaurants. You could go out every night for several weeks and
Right.
not repeat yourself.
Mediterranean is one of my favorites up there.
Mediterranean, there's the Mission
Taqueria?
Taco.
Taqueria?
Yeah, how do you pronounce that?
Taqueria?
Something like that. Mission with the T. There's Wooden Fire, which is very good. There's also Southern Kitchen, which I like. Kraft makes great. You know what? I like eating way too much, and it's a problem.
Part
Story
of
of my
life.
life.
Mine too. What
Well-
about you, Frank? Where have you been?
You know what? The whole time I'm thinking, I don't think I've been anywhere the last week. I went to a wedding on Saturday
Yeah.
in Poughkeepsie at the Grandview.
Okay.
Really beautiful, right on the Hudson. You see the bridges, and it's a grand view. That's what we kept on saying.
I know that place.
Yeah, it's good.
You were talking about Haverstraw before. There's a place up there called the Union Restaurant, I believe. And it is, no, you ate at Sonora last week, which is gourmet Latin. This is gourmet Latin also.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to try that.
It's a little bit of a haul to get to Haverstraw, unless you have a boat.
Well, I have a convertible, so I like to drive.
Do it. Try it.
I like to drive when it's nice out. It's like having a Harley. You know, people
Right.
like to just get on their Harley and drive.
And hope it doesn't rain.
For no reason, just get in the car and go somewhere. See where I end up.
All right, guys, with that, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much to Sean Barry. Going to be at the Broadway Comedy Club on Monday, July 1st. Check out the Big Barry podcast and
Thank you
Mike
so
Minimum
much for coming
Thank you
podcast
for having me.
on iTunes.
A lot of fun.
Thank you to
Great
Bruce
food.
Figler, running the Pleasantville Music Festival in their 15th year. It's going to be Saturday, July
Great.
13th at the Parkway Field in Pleasantville, New York, headlining with Everclear, Soul Asylum, Amy Mann, Matthew Sweet. Please go to get tickets at PleasantvilleMusicFestival.com. Liz Widulski, any parting words for you?
Everybody have a safe and happy 4th of July. Enjoy the fireworks, enjoy your barbecues, go out and see some music and just love each other.
And for comedy show tickets, check out Lucy'sLaughLounge.com. We are in the back of Lucy's Bar and Kitchen in Pleasantville, New York. Great food, great bands every Friday and Saturday. The comedy, we are doing great. We're in the middle of a big The Empire State Stand-Up Showdown. 72 comics enter with a grand prize of $1,200. So check us out. Come out to a show. Come out to a contest. And again, we are coming to you from 808 Social,
Big thank you to them.
185 Summerfield Street in Scarsdale, New York, 808socialny.com. Thank you very much, and have a good night.
Great.
Thank you.
I thought that was great.